Hello, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So we're actually going to be doing something a little different this time around, if you couldn't tell from, the title and thumb. I'm not sure exactly what both those are going to be at the moment, but I actually had a suggestion from a commenter just the other day about a new sort of series I could try out. To be honest, I mean, I don't know why I didn't really think of this sooner. I've been doing the how hard can the unit sort of hit videos for quite a bit. But this commenter suggested, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Blue Raijin Z. So shout out to them. They suggested that I instead, well, not instead, but also try out doing like a, how well or however you want to phrase it. I don't know exactly how I'm going to phrase it just yet, but how good can the character tank, or how well can they tank? Just stacking up the same sort of concept, stacking as much as we can. But instead of for the attack value, this will be more for the defense value. And I figured that actually be a pretty good idea. I do like stacking in general, and I would say generally I'm more of a defensive player. But yeah, so we do have a setup here. This time around we are going to be taking a look. Our first sort of video will be on the Boo Bros here. I do feel like they could be pretty good. I feel like they're a really good candidate for our first sort of one. Now I do, I'm going to have a lot of units I'm going to do these for. This is probably also going to be like a weekly thing. I think I'm going to do these on Tuesdays potentially, and still do the attacking ones on Fridays. So we'll have a bit of both going from now on. And I will potentially, sort of mix around, so to speak. Like, I've already done a sort of attack focused video on Teq Gohan. There will be a defense focused one on him soon, because he's just like the prime candidate for one of these. It just, the commenter, this is one of the ones they wanted to see first, and I figured since it was their idea, I should actually do one of the characters they wanted to see first. So, yeah, long intro here. This probably isn't going to be when I am trying to explain this at the beginning, but on average, these probably aren't going to be as long as the attack videos. I mean, we can just jump in now, but really, with these, we're gonna stack our defense up, and then like, I'm also going to, so I do defense calcs when I like break down units and such, and I can actually like show on screen. So like with the attack stats, you actually get to see on the super what that turns into, but for the defensive, you really don't get to see that. So I figure I will also in these show like the defense calcs after the super, or when the super's being done or whatever, somewhere on the screen. That way, you guys still get a visual of just how high our defense is. Really, we got them in slot 7? Okay, hold on. Let me just restart real quick. Not the biggest deal. Also, I don't have support memories for this once again. But what I do have is, two sort of insane items for this. Both these obviously are very, very insane. So Monster Carrot here changes the whole key field into carrots, and you get 15% per sort of key sphere obtained, 15% defense. So there's 23 orbs, right? You do the math on that. That's 230. 3. Oh wow, what is that exactly? That's like 345% defense, I think. I think so, plus the 50% here. So yeah, we're going to be getting a lot of defense from the item phase, which is insanity. So these, once again, these are going to be really focused on just seeing slot 7 again. Really focused on seeing how much defense we can get out of a unit. Okay. If we get him in slot 7 again, I'm just gonna cut away until I actually get him. Them, I guess I should say, like our first sort of turn.
Let's do this.
There we go. Okay. So I mean, this character, obviously, you know, they're greatly raising defense on their 18 key. They are sort of normally raising on their 12 keys, so they're going to be very, very good for this. Okay. Without further ado, though, by the way, you know, this is what we're starting out at. This 100% defense, I do want to make note of this real quick. Right here, and I can actually show this. This 100% defense as the first attacker in a turn activates like before you get hit, but you don't actually get to see it. Right here. So I mean, we have the same defensive value. It is a phase 1 buff, but you don't get to see it until like the turn actually starts. So do keep that in mind. But we are starting out at 279,000 here. This unit is going to obviously stack up quite a bit. I figure we'll just show the first sort of like 2 turns as we do with the attacking videos, and then we'll come back later on once we've stacked up quite a bit, and we'll show what we've gotten up to there, and then I think we'll show so we'll show like the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta portion. Are we gonna get a quadruple super? That'd be really nice. First turn. Yes, we did. Okay, that's huge. Okay, now another thing, I will have to try my best. So when doing defense calcs, the actual stacks I get is very important to keep track of. Now, to be fair with some of these units, or I guess a lot of these units, they are going to have like the same sort of stack value. But for like a character like this, which is greatly raising, and then doing a normal raise, so that's a 50% and a 30%. Really, I'm just going to have to keep track of like, say we come back on like turn 90 or something. So we're going to have 45 appearances, and then I'll just like, I'm beginning the 18k every time, so I'll just subtract the 45, and then, that's how I'll keep track of that, so. But yeah, we should be looking pretty crazy at the end. We do have a lot of supporters here. We also have like Bulma. So her active skill sort of defense buff will be insane at the end too. I did end up cutting away. I had to anyway, but I figured since it was a bit of a yap fest at the beginning, that I just skipped that sort of in between turn. So we do have them again here. We're at 529,000. Do keep in mind though, we are actually under the HP threshold, so we're missing out on 50% of their defense here. So I mean, we'll show this turn again. We are stacking up our defense quite high. Well, I mean, we got like another what, like 250, 270k. So it's gonna be a slow and steady thing, but by the end, it's really going to be, like what the hell? Like it is definitely going to be an insane increase. Shoot. Okay. Only issue here is keeping them in slot 1. They do actually get less ki. I do actually want to have the Trunks and Vegeta with them. That's why I brought them. We are going to be missing out on an additional here, unfortunately. So, this character I think is a pretty good way to start this off. I think I will show the sort of on-screen. I'm still working out how I'm going to be doing these, so forgive me. This first one might be a little scuffed. So I think what I'm going to do is that sort of first turn we had back there. I'm going to show the defense calcs on screen just as we're supering. If that makes any sense. It'll probably make sense once it's actually in the video. I don't know if me talking just alone makes any sense, but I'm going to show the defense calcs like per super, so what we're at each step, just to give you an idea. And then, later on, I'll be doing the same thing. So, Super 1, I'll show what the defense is, Super 2, etc., etc. But we should be looking pretty crazy, I would have to imagine. How many supers have they gotten? Are we good? Just barely. Oh my god. Okay. The good thing about this, though, is a more sort of defensive-focused one. We probably won't die as much, so, I mean, that's definitely a positive. Some of those attack ones, can be a little rough from time to times. Speaking of which, this is a turn for sure. Well, okay. No worries. I'm probably gonna die here, but it doesn't really matter too much for you guys. We'll be back later on. Once I have them stacked up just about as much as I can, we will show a sort of, turn with these items for the sort of base form, and then also for the sort of transform state. But yeah, we'll be back and see just how tanky these guys can get. All right, everyone. So we are back. Turn 81 here. So I was actually, I know I said earlier I was actually going to do two sort of turns of this, but then I realized I actually misremembered this. They get the damage reduction per orb, not defense. So that's why I was going to do that. But I mean, essentially, they're just like a worse version defensively than what we're going to be at just in our base. So I figure we'll just do the one turn in base. Now, I am, once again, this is a new sort of thing I'm doing. But here we are. 11,901,018 defense. Now, I do have the math pulled up on the side here. I think how I'm going to have to do this is, edit this in, edit it in afterwards. I'm going to have, screen record me doing the math on here. I will note, though, for whatever reason, it's actually, not exact. How I mean by that is, I mean, I'm off, by, on my, sort of formula thing, which I've always gotten, damn near exact calcs before. So we're at 11,901,018 in-game. On here, I'm at 11,901,079. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. I'm not really sure why. It's a 61. It's not a big deal when we're talking double digits difference. But just keep that in mind, that it will be a teeny tiny bit off when I edit it in. So that being said, what we're going to do here, in slot 1, so as soon as the turn starts, we do get the extra 100% defense as the first attacker in a turn. So, I mean, we don't get to see that add-on, but it's a phase 1 buff. But, so here, let's grab these. And then we can grab these. Okay, and now let's do Bulma's active. Okay, so automatically, with Bulma's active, we do get a substantial increase. She does have the 17%. Now, that is a sort of separate phase buff. So that looks very good. So, we jump from 11 mil, 901,018 to 13 mil, 540. Oh, what the hell? Oh, excuse me, I was reading the attack. 13 mil, 924,161. So let me add this in here, just the 1.17. Okay. So on my end here, I mean, I'm going to have this edited in, I guess, to be fair, so I don't need to keep saying on my end, but so we have 13 mil, 924,000. 263. Once again, there's a tiny discrepancy. Not the biggest deal. Okay, so now how this is gonna work, right? When we collect Bulma's orbs, we do get the 37%. So we're adding that over here on phase 1, which means 3.87. So now we're at 15 mil, 396,000. Oh shit! You know what? I'm glad I just recalled. I actually did not use the items yet. That's my bad. I'm glad I just remember that. Hold on. We'll be right back. Okay, man. Am I glad I remember that last minute? That would have been really rough if we got all the way over here and didn't end up getting it. So we do have two sort of defensive items here. Now we do have Monster Carrot. So this changes the whole orb field into carrots, and then we're gonna get 15% defense, and this is a different sort of phase. This is the item phase. This would be, give me just a moment. We're talking, I believe this is, yeah, so this is a 345% increase, just from this alone. And then we do also have Android 8, which is another 50%. So we're going to be getting 395% defense on the sort of item phase. Let's do this real quick. So this changes the whole field. Now I do want to show this just to show how big of an increase it's going to make. Here, let's do the Android 8 first. And yeah, so you know it's gonna be a little bit of an increase here, just a little bit. Okay, now we collect all the carrots. Oh my god, 58,910,128. Okay, Christ. Give me just a moment. I do have to add this in here. 9.5. Oh, you know what? It actually needs to be 4.95. My bad. There we go. Okay. Alright, now we just collect this. And we have Bulma do her thing, which adds the 17% on the active skill phase. So, you know, we get a little bit of a jump here. We're at 68,925,102. Just the casual defense number. This looks like some airplane mode shit. This is crazy. Okay. And then, you know, as our final sort of thing, we do get the extra 37% buff, the support buff from Bulma. So, oh wait, that's actually not our final thing. My apologies. So, you know, we add this in here. This will be 3.87 now. Okay, so we're effectively at 76,211,470. Once again, there's a little discrepancy because once the orb phase starts, but we do also have to add in our 100% defense. We get once the phase starts as the first attacker in the turn. It doesn't. I didn't show here. But you get the same defensive value in slot 1, 2, or 3. That 100% defense does not add until the actual turn starts. It is a phase 1 buff, but you just can't see it. Okay, so we add another 100% here. So we're at 4.87 on phase 1, actually. Oh my god. What the hell? Okay. So we're sitting at a casual 95,904,356 defense here. So you know, suffice to say, that's pretty good. I think that's you know, that's pretty good. Here, let's just you know, I'll do this. I'll just collect the orbs. I'll just have her kill Rose actually. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, this isn't really showing attacks, so that they're gonna be doing normal attack stats, right? But these are more focused on just showing what the sort of how high we can get the defense on the unit. So I mean, that's what these are gonna be sort of like. Just a different sort of thing, but still stacking video. Just yeah, once again, just different, but still, you know, stacking still. I'm gonna really have fun with these. I'm glad the person suggested. I was not expecting 95,904,000 defense. Like what? Oh my god, that's so fucking insane. Okay, so I'm. This one's probably a bit more scuffed. I'm gonna, you know, refine these going forward. Now my first AGL Broly one, I just was like, oh yeah, I want to do this for fun, and then it just, you know, people like, hey, this is actually pretty damn good, and I was like, oh okay, well, if people like it, I mean, I had fun, might as well keep doing it. And then, you know, the next one, I did just like no items as well, just like a basic sort of thing, and then I had a commenter who was talking about they did something similar and they used orb item. I'm like, you know what? I could actually just, um, grab the orb item and do an item turn after the normal turn. I mean, why not? So yeah, that's we're just there, and it's a work in progress. All right, I'll get this more refined as I get used to doing these. This is my first one, so well, my apologies there, but you know, still, I feel like that's pretty crazy. Now I think I'm going to probably do Teq Gohan next time. Okay, just real quick here. I do realize once again this is like I said, this first one, or two or so might be a little scuffed. I got a lot of moving parts here, and I'm doing this for the first time, so I'm deciding a lot of things on the fly, and I don't know, it's a little bit of a mess. But that being said, I did actually realize, just as I ended things, I did not show the sort of defensive increases for the essays within the turn. So we did get 3 super attacks there. So I mean, we jump up from, we go from 95 mil 904,356 to 97 mil 565,038. And then we ended off actually at 98 mil 187,793, roughly. So yeah, that's my bad. I genuinely didn't realize. I'll probably just edit this portion in, before I start, yapping a bunch at the end. And I'll actually edit the calcs themselves to go over the super attacks, and I'll just have it explained here that I forgot to sort of show it, so or explain it, or however. So that's my bad for forgetting on the fly there. But yeah, so we actually do end things at 98 mil 187,793. Pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. All right, I'm gonna let past me speak now. We'll see exactly. Once again, I do think this is probably going to be a weekly sort of thing I'm doing. So every Tuesday I think I'll be doing a defense stacking video going forward, and every Friday I'll still be doing the attack stacking video. So if you're really a defensive player, you can pay attention to these. If you're really an offensive player, you can pay attention to the others. If you just really like stacking in general, you want to see max potential of both, check out both. We're gonna keep doing units every week. So by the way, some of these, like there's gonna be some units probably more focused on the attack side so far. Or as of right now, I guess I should say. Teq Gohan was my second one ever that I did for attack. So, that being said, there's going to be some sort of mix match between the two, as you would. Actually, we're really focusing on attack, so we're only going to get the attack so high, or we're really focusing on defense, we're only going to get the defense so high. So it doesn't really make sense to use just one and call it a day. For that Teq Gohan one, I don't think I had All in the Family active, Cold Judgment, or Brainiacs. Just right there, that's a multiplicative of 60%. I don't really know how much. I don't remember how much support I had him next to and stuff. So there's going to be some sort of crossover like that, where I've already done an attack video on the unit. I'm going to do a defense one now, or I can't really think of an example at the moment, but a defense one, and then I'll do an attack one next. But yeah, just explaining my sort of thought process here at the end. But I think that's about all I have for now. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to edit this entirely, or the thumbnail or anything. I think what I'm going to do for the title is just how Tanky can X unit get stacking until we can't. This one is obviously the Boo Bros, so how Tanky can Boo Bros get stacking until we can't. I think that's what I'm going to call these. We'll see exactly. But yeah, I'm going to have things here. 95 mil 904,356. kind of nutty. And mind you, potentially we could have gone even further, but Rose was kind of low, so like if we went like another 10 turns or something, I mean we would be cracking 100 mil, obviously. Which sounds fucking nuts, but yeah. So there we go. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.